This is Virtua Fighter 10th anniversary. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Set it to hard difficulty. We're gonna do the VF1 route first. There's two routes. VF1, you fight characters from just the first Virtua Fighter game. Evolution, you fight characters from going chronologically from Virtua Fighter 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 4 Evolution. So we'll do the classic one first. I have to redo all this stuff because the game does not save any any options to a memory card. This is the version, I'm doing this all wrong. This is the North American version, which is on the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. Let's get this right. Disc, Virtua 4 Evolution disc under Options Special. Just as a freebie, basically. In Japan, it was a standalone disc you had to buy. Just kick. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. There we go. I think in Europe, I've read that it was a pre-order bonus disc. Kind of hard to get hold of. I'm not sure what game it was a pre-order for, but maybe for Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. It uses the characters and animations from Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, and it puts them into a sort of arcade mode, kind of like meant to sort of emulate Virtua Fighter 1, including with Virtua Fighter 1's rules, so you can't sidestep. Jumps are big and slow. Those are the two big ones. There's no throw with animations. That's one that sort of is a real bugaboo for me. Now, today I'm playing Sarah Bryant, the Jeet Kune Do practitioner, just like her brother Jackie. Hobby skydiving. Oh, okay. So there's two of these retro low poly character models. I'll do the first one first. You could unlock one of these models, I think just one, in Virtua Fighter 4's Kumite mode if you got to first stand rank with a character. I didn't quite get to first stand with Sarah when I was playing that yesterday. They're also in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. You can buy them in the quest mode shop. I seem to recall they commanded a pretty steep price. I'm not sure how much grinding exactly it would take to get them. I don't know if there were two per character in the shop there. Now I did set this on hard. The game's difficulty is super easy for the first 3 matches, no matter what difficulty you set it on, pretty much.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
In Virtua Fighter 4 Kumite mode, I found Sarah kind of frustrating to use, similar to how the experience I had with her brother Jackie. A little different reason. With Jackie, it felt like you kind of needed to do certain moves in order to get other moves to work well, kind of. With Sarah, she doesn't have that set up. I didn't really like that sort of 2-stage fighting style of Jackie's in Virtua Fighter 4. Sarah doesn't have that. She does have one stance where she goes up on one leg, and then the kind of changes her controls a little. But that's kind of a minor thing for her. I'm not sure.
One. Ready?
I was trying to think what was sort of bothering me about how she played, and I'm not quite sure. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I barely learned any of her moves. I was just goofing around. I didn't do command training or anything. But it's just sort of general thing that happens with some characters where their move set doesn't seem very fluid. Doesn't with Sarah, it kind of I don't know if it felt limited exactly. But it just I don't know. It wasn't all that fun for some reason. I haven't quite figured that out. Now here in 4 Evolution so far, well, it's been very easy, so that makes it seem fun and more fluid. We'll see what starts to happen when the AI difficulty starts to go up a little bit, as it should here with Kage, and yes, he's actually hitting me. Now, this video is only at 30 frames per second instead of the 60 frames that I record most other games at. Because there's a gross flickering red and white flickering effect in the health bars when somebody takes damage. That was not in the original Virtua Fighter or any of the original Virtua Fighter games. So it was some new addition that somebody saw fit to add for 10th anniversary, and it's pretty gruesome on the old eyeballs. So if I record at 30 frames per second and the flicker is not there, and then while I'm playing, I drape a t-shirt over the screen so I can't actually see the health meters, which makes for amusing. Oh gosh, her neck. That was really scary.
Thank you.
Wow, so her neck doesn't move when she moves her head. Oh my gosh. Actually, I saw that. I think I saw it before, that really bad disconnect there on some other character mods. Like when they try to do big head moves like that, it's really obvious. Ow, ow. Oh, we missed. Okay, let's try. Let's pay a little more attention. There we go.
Fight 2. Ready? Go!
See, I always screw the... Here's the leg stance thing where she's up on one leg, but I don't know. I don't seem to work well with that. Oh, now that's a flip kick. I have that flip kick too, but actually I'm way better at that there. See, she does it kind of automatically in some combos or something. At least it seems automatic. I don't feel like I actually did that myself. So with Jackie, you always have to do it manually, I believe.
Fight 1. Ready? Go!
Hey!
I, as a character who can cause me a lot of problems in this game on hard difficulty. See how I do with Sarah here. Oh.
KO!
I cornered myself. That was a good thing I actually killed her there.
Fight 2.
Oh, well, one thing that was bothering me, now that reminds me, in Virtua Fighter 4 with Sarah was her sweeps, her low kicks. The work kind of in a backwards way from most other characters, just the inputs and stuff. So that was, it's not really backwards, but it's just different, and that was really throwing me off. It seemed unnecessarily different. And then her throws seem a little backwards too, like when I push forward into somebody to do a throw, she ends up going on the other side of them, which is not, usually you would expect a pushing backwards and throw to do that. So that was backwards and it still went the same way. Does she only have one basic throw?
Even good guys
So it kind of seems like, but I didn't have much difficulty with Pi there. I mean, one nice thing that Sarah does have going with her is speed in general. Her attacks are fast, which should help me against Wolf, for instance, if I don't just sit close to him and let him grab me. Ow. Well, I'm just letting him clobber me, so that didn't help.
Fight 2. Ready? Go!
I think that's forward, and then punch plus, or guard plus punch. Dang it. Oh, yeah, that was not the move I meant to do.
Thank you.
Sarah does have this interesting vaulting attacks. That's not it, that's punch. And then I froze. That's not it either. There it is. Missed. Dang it. As usual, I'm passing up a lot of attacks on the grounded, on the prone opponent, which are pretty easy to do in this game. See, so I could have done one there, I'm sure, like that. In later Virtua Fighter games, you can really get yourself in trouble by trying to abuse those, so I've gotten out of the habit of doing them. Well, I'm doing pretty well with Sarah so far in this game. I was kind of struggling with her in Virtua Fighter 4. Maybe it's just that, I mean, she doesn't seem very different from how she was in 4 in this, which is based on 4 Evolution. But they may have just smoothed out her movement and animation a little bit, which would be helpful. Sometimes I have a lot of trouble with Lau as well, but he's really kind of whiffing some attacks badly there and just getting set right up for a throw. Ow. He's defending well though, so he's sorting the throws. Ah, the flip kick. Oh, we can mix it. Well, that went well.
Even good guys blow it.
So I'm pretty much storming through this so far. This is the last, the boss stage, technically. See, it says final stage at the bottom, which is actually not true. There is a stage after this, but this is the final, normal stage, shall we say. Whoa, so that was I don't know what input that throw was exactly. I thought I just did a normal one. Akira's not too tough in this game.
Fight 2. Ready?
Especially for somebody who's in the position of being a boss. Ow. Man, she just really zooms in with that throw. I found that once in Kumite, I thought I was too far away when I actually ended up doing it, but I just like slid in like that, how she just slides across the ground, but I was like 5 feet away and I just zoom right in. So that was a easy boss fight, but then we have the... Okay, I jumped the gun. Bonus round, or bonus stage, against Dural. That's down, up, right, A button, left is the code to unlock her in Virtua Fighter 1, and it is the acronym of for her name. I'm letting her get me with the stand-up attacks. Oh no! Did she do that on purpose? Set that up so I would stand up and totally miss her with the wake-up attack. I should really stop doing wake-up attacks like that. Dural is actually pretty tough on hard difficulty. In normal difficulty, I could beat her regularly. On hard, I don't think I've beat her yet. Wow, that was a smoking. And it's a bonus stage, so you can't continue, but I always tell myself it doesn't really matter all the next thing, because even if I beat her, it would have just gone to this ending sequence. You'll see the knockout blow I got on all the opponents in the little sort of holographic display in the background. And then in the foreground there's a list of all the Virtua Fighter arcade and console releases up to, well, for Evolution, I guess, or to this game, I forget. I don't remember if I ever played Virtua Fighter in the arcade. I saw it back in the day. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2, but I know I saw those at some point. I was kind of intimidated by fighting games back then. I was pretty young. And then I got Virtua Fighter 3 TV on Dreamcast and was immediately turned off by the graphics and stiff control. But I got 4 on PlayStation 2 for some reason, and I fell in love with it. Then I got all the ones that came out after that. I didn't actually play them all that much, and what I mostly played for as was the AI mode, where you can train an AI and then have it play like in Kumite mode or in versus mode or anything. So I would just put the AI into Kumite mode and just leave it going and maybe give it a little direction once in a while, but mostly just let it go and use it as a screensaver, more or less, to watch just for fun. So I never actually got actually good at Virtua Fighter or anything. Alright, that was the VF1 route. So let's do Evolution. So I was kind of bumming about Sarah after playing her in Kumite and Virtua Fighter 4 yesterday. But that VF1 route with Sarah went super well, so now I feel good about Sarah, I think. And I don't know if it's due to changes. If they are, they're fairly subtle changes.
One. Ready? Go!
Dope. Stage 1 Akira strike me.
Fight 2. Ready? Go!
Oh, still got my whiffed the input at first. Those down attacks have a ridiculous range in this game. You can really just dive super far to get the opponent.
Fight 1.
And that's a rude awakening if you try to take that into another Virtua Fighter game, a more recent style one, and you find out that you can't actually jump that far to land on somebody. Whoops. Sorry, Lion. Didn't mean to leave you hanging.
Fight 2. Ready?
Nice orange pants there, Lion. Are those like life preserver pants? Because it's such a weird throw. I managed to kick when I was playing Lion in Kumite. I managed to kick nasty Lao out of the ring by doing that move on him. I was very relieved and very happy. It's a pretty weird move, but you get a ring out with that and you feel kind of cool.
Fight
Or at
one.
least kind of lucky.
Ready? Go!
Oh, oh. Ah, I kind of missed the juggle. Oh, I totally missed that.
KO.
Oh well, it's not like a stage 3 AI is gonna
Fight two.
take advantage
Ready?
generally.
Go!
Which is too bad, and because the order of the enemies is fixed, the order like Shun is always stage 3, so there's no actually challenging Shun D AI to play against in 10th Anniversary, because this is you only encounter him in stage 3 of Evolution Route, and
Blow it.
he just does not put up real resistance.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
Ow. And I guess I would say that the order of enemies was fixed in the original Virtua Fighter. I know it is in Virtua Fighter 2 in arcade mode. You always like
KO.
oh dang. Let's see, you fight Lao, and then is it Shun?
Ready? Go!
I think Lao, Shun, Lion, then Sarah. I probably have that wrong somehow. Maybe it's Sarah first? Anyway, it's some combination of those, but in a fixed order that I have forgotten in Virtua Fighter 2. So it's probably a similar thing in VF1.
Fight three. Ready? Go!
This is again going through this evolution route is going through the characters as they arrived in the series. So first we had Akira, who was in Virtua Fighter 1. Then there was Lion, who first appeared in Virtua Fighter 2. Then Shun, who also first appeared in 2. Now we've got Aoi, who first appeared in 3. Taka was the other new, Taka Arashi, the sumo wrestler, was the other new character in 3, but he
Ready?
did not reappear in the series until Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. They always said that they weren't able to do his large mass justice, which seems like a weird thing to say because they did him in Virtua Fighter 3, so that had some kind of advanced technology in it that they couldn't replicate until many years later in Final Showdown. I don't know, didn't really sound convincing, but anyway, they didn't manage to get him back in until Final Showdown.
KO.
Well, this is really the first time I've run into an opponent where
Thank you.
I should probably try to concentrate if I'm gonna beat him.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
Aoi is just a weird character. She's sort of hard to define. She's got very fast hand speed, but she can also
Ready?
she also has a wide repertoire of throws, and she even has sort of counter moves or deflections. Or it's complicated, and I don't know how to play her, but
KO.
she'll just start hitting you in ways you didn't expect, and then all of a sudden you've lost the round, and you're like, what the heck? So I do have to pay attention against Aoi, kind of like Wolf. Like Wolf
Fight one. Ready?
fights differently. Same with this guy, actually. I mean, most of the Virtua Fighter characters fight in different ways, but Leifei I have trouble with. He'll just start doing his pattern attacks. And I... Oh my gosh, that was so strange. I'll just merge right through him. I have...
Two. Ready?
I think it was as Leifei where I did this throw once where I... Actually, oh, it was Leifei in a mirror match against another Leifei. Where I went to throw him, and I think I'd managed to catch him from behind. Like, he had his back to me, the CPU Leifei. But instead of just doing a normal sort of throw from behind on him, my character, my Leifei, suddenly zipped off the screen behind the CPU Leifei, then re-emerged on the other side of the screen, on the other side of Leifei, and just did a regular front throw from him on him from there. I think it was a front throw, maybe it was still a back throw, but that was just the weirdest thing. So this game is maybe a little fluky with throws, maybe specifically on Leifei. I don't know. Those are the two fluky throws I've seen, both on Leifei. I didn't actually have that much trouble against him. Maybe it just seemed like Sarah's speed and attack range handled him pretty... Dang it. Oh, sheesh. I do have trouble against Vanessa in a lot of Virtua Fighter games, but not usually in this one. I don't know why that would be. Maybe just because the hard mode difficulty doesn't actually get that hard. So right into that one. Oh, wow, I thought she was gonna go for a throw. Okay, she's got me guessing.
Ready? Go!
Should probably do more kicks, so she can't do her. That's a punch button, you fool. Well, that backfired. That backfired. Okay. You're welcome.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
Well, that's not right. Jeez. I'll just do my slidey throw. Aw, get kicked in the face.
Fight two. Ready? Go!
Dang. Back bus kick, maybe?
Fight three. Ready? Go!
Oh, she's fast with that. I'll just stand here and get hit. That's fine. Jeez.
Thank you.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
Finally, I got a throw in on her. She's just doing different tendencies than most of the other characters.
Ready?
Just not really paying attention. It's just kind of trying to play on cruise control rather than actually reacting to what she's doing. Ah, she's too fast with the throws though. Like, I was trying to throw her there, but she really beat me to it.
KO!
Ah!
Fight 3. Ready? Go!
Ah, shoot. Owie.
KO!
Here, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Yahoo!
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Alright, finally.
Fight 1.
So
Ready?
this is the
Go!
characters from Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, the last game chronologically at this point in the series. Red burns.
KO!
Dang, I don't... It seems to be very specific who if I have trouble against Brad.
Ready?
He's fast, so if I try to beat him just on speed, that can backfire. Just stupid stuff like that. I don't have too much trouble with that. Oh, that keeps getting hit.
KO! Fight 3.
Glug.
Ready? Go!
Oops. Chill out with the heavy breathing, Brad. I can't get away from, after I knock somebody down, I can't get to a safe range in time. I haven't noticed that problem so much before.
Thank you.
Just missing something, forgetting something, I
Fight
think.
1. Ready? Go!
See it there, it just seemed like I had no... That was not it.
KO! Fight 2. Ready? Go!
Ow. Jeez. Oh.
KO! Fight 3. Ready? Go!
Oh, that was heartily rejected. Ow! Oh.
KO!
God, I can't... Is it a problem with her throw?
Fight 1. Ready?
Maybe she's just really slow to get up after that throw or something. There we go, that'll help.
KO!
Keep trying to do the knee on him, but he's too fast when I go in. Too fast to
Fight
react.
2. Ready? Go!
How about just kick? Oh, no. That's fast.
KO!
Even
Well, so I did have a little trouble against Brad and Vanessa. It's a little unusual. I'm having trouble against different people than I do with most
Fight
characters.
1.
And then the boss is the other new character from Evolution, Go. I don't usually have too much trouble with him either. And now if I just stand there holding block, he'll definitely throw me.
KO!
really is hard to get away in time after doing that just standard throw of
Fight
hers.
2. Ready?
That was lucky. Yeah. Oh. No. Didn't look good. Okay, that was dangerous. Just barely got away.
KO.
I just stood there.
Fight 3. Ready? Go.
Uh-oh. Hi yourself. Well, usually I have a much harder time with the VF1 route than the evolution route. Now, can I actually take a round off of Dural?
Go.
I do have to actually play defense. Oh, whoa. Oh man, she was just too fast to block.
KO.
Okay, well, defense held up.
Fight 2. Ready? Go.
I tried to start off with a sweep, but she was already on top of me. Wow, I did it! Yay, I beat Dural on hard. I may have done it before, but not for a while. You know that. And you'll see that it's no different. Still the same end sequence. But I've got that warm, fuzzy feeling in my chest. Does it show? I'm not sure if it shows the knockout on Dural in the holographic replays here. I think these are the same replay that you get in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution arcade mode. Same hologram style thing. I think I saw that in a YouTube video or something. I haven't been playing the actual Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. It's got a flashy hit effect that's much brighter than in the one in 5 and 5 Final Showdown. And you can't turn it off like you can in Virtua Fighter 4 Vanilla. So I just avoid that game. Not the little bonus game in it, although I probably won't be playing this too much once I've beaten it on hard with all characters, because, I don't know, I'd kind of rather be playing 4 or 5 or 5 Final Showdown. But it's kind of fun to go through this a little bit. And the arcade order is the same every time, so that would get repetitive, I would think. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe
Game over.
start to feel warm and familiar and homey. Well, Sarah Bryant did it. Cruised through the VF1 route, not so much through the evolution route, which is a sort of a reversal of how it usually goes. But so the mystery of Sarah continues for me a little, I guess. She did seem a little easier to use in this, not through really obvious changes, but maybe they just shaved off some of the rough edges of how her moves sort of flow together. I don't know. Maybe I was just getting more used to her. Maybe it was just slightly easier than Kumite mode was. Well, who knows? I guess maybe I'll find out. Next I'm gonna try playing her in quest mode of Virtua Fighter 5. on PS3, so see what changes between this game, or 4 Evolution, and 5 with Sarah. Thanks for watching this little devil playthrough, and keep an eye out for the quest mode Virtua Fighter 5. Sarah, if you're into more of me and my not so experienced Sarah Bryant gameplay. Yeah, that's what's coming.